Today, we are diving into Dragonkin The Banished, the latest ARPG looking to steal your time, your sleep, and possibly your will to play anything else. It's dark, it's brutal, and it has more loot than a goblin's retirement fund. But before you grab your sword and start min-maxing your build, let's break it all down and see how you will fit into this game. So, what is Dragonkin all about? Picture this, a world ravaged by dragon kind, humans on the brink of extinction, and your only hope is to wield their power against them, because nothing screams good idea like absorbing the essence of things that destroyed your world. The game throws you into a high-stakes struggle where survival means mastering ancient abilities, uncovering lost knowledge, and, most importantly, looking incredibly badass while doing it. Alright, so let's talk about loot, because to be honest, half the reason why we play ARPGs is to hoard shinier and shinier gear until our inventories look like a dragon's hoard. In Dragonkin The Banished, loot isn't just about raw power, it's also about strategy, choices, and occasionally making a deal with the devil. Like any good ARPG, we've got our usual suspects: common, uncommon, rare, legendary, and mythical items. The higher the rarity, the better the stats, the more affixes, and the greater the bragging rights. But here's where things start to get spicy. Because sometimes it's not just about rarity, it's about divinity and draconic corruption. Yes, that's right. Dragonkin introduces two unique items that change how you will gear up. Divine items start dropping at Calamity 1 difficulty, because what's the point of god tier loot if you don't suffer a little to get it? These items take whatever stats they already have and crank them up to 11. Weapons and armor get a plus 25% enhancement, potions heal and buff harder, and fragments, those little gems that modify your abilities, hit their max potential. Basically, if you see the word divine, you equip it and start melting enemies. But if you want to really play with fire, there's draconic gear. These come with massive stat boosts, but, and this is the fun part, they also curse you. Yep, every draconic item gives you two powerful bonuses and a penalty, meaning you're constantly weighing whether that boost is worth the pain. And because the game wants to watch you suffer and thrive, gear can be both divine and draconic, meaning you could have an absolutely cracked weapon with insane stats, but also a debuff that makes you move like you're wading through honey. High risk, high reward, and 100% guaranteed to make you question your life choices and why you invested money in this game in the first place. Now let's talk talents. Every class has a set of talents that define their playstyle, and these can come from multiple sources: legendary and mythical gear, crafted rings, armor, ornaments, and even wormling armor. These are the little things that are flying around your head, that is, which is a whole other system. The more you invest in these, the more you shape your character into exactly what you want, whether that's a full-blown fire-breathing tank or a glass cannon that explodes enemies and itself. How do you get these talent points, you ask? Legendary and mythic gear grant them randomly. Crafting rings and armor ornaments let you pick them. Primordial pendants, or in-game only items, give guaranteed talent points. The Master of Scales lets you extract and apply talents across gear. And of course, there is one other resounding way for you to get those talent points. That is to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for upcoming events and videos about Dragonkin, because I'm deep diving this game and I'm bringing you with me. And now for the true min-maxers, crafting. Dragonkin doesn't just throw random drops at you and call it a day. Instead, it gives you a suite of city-based crafting stations to fine-tune your build. The jeweler creates rings with predefined stats and talents. There will be an apothecary who brews divine tier potions because regular health flasks are just too casual. The Jailer will improve your Wormling armor. The Ornamentalists add extra talent points to armor. The Enchanter will let you re-roll an affix and modify skill fragments. The Master of Scales will extract and archives talents so you can reuse them at a later date on a different item. The Artificer transfers Draconic corruption between items because why settle for just one cursed piece of gear? Do them all. The Memorialist registers skill modifiers from sacrificed fragments, letting you benefit from bonuses without equipping them. So this is not your typical throw some items in a forge and hope for the best system. If you love theory crafting and fine-tuning your character, Dragonkin gives you an absolute playground. If you don't like theory crafting, well, good luck. Okay, so we've covered the loot, we've covered the crafting, but all the god tier gear in the world means nothing if you don't know how to use it. And trust me, Dragonkin The Banished is not a game where you just stand still and trade blows. This is a high-speed, reaction-based combat system that will punish you if you're asleep at the keyboard. In Dragonkin, combat isn't just about mashing buttons. It's about movement, timing, and knowing when to go all in. Every class has a unique set of attacks and abilities, but the key mechanics revolve around dodge rolls, counters, and burst damage windows. Every enemy telegraphs big attacks, giving you just enough time to roll out of the way if you're paying attention. Speaking of counterattacks, every class has access to parries or interrupts that can completely shut down certain enemies. Stagger a boss at the right time? Enjoy your 5-second window of absolute destruction. Miss the timing? Well, hope you enjoy respawning screens. And when it comes to finishing moves, this game does not hold back. Chain your abilities properly and you'll trigger execution attacks that not only obliterate enemies, but also restore health and resources. Basically, the game rewards aggression, but only if you know when to be aggressive. And here's where things get really interesting, because Dragonkin doesn't just want you to pick a class and stick with it. Nope. The game lets you combine abilities for multiple disciplines, opening the door for hybrid builds. You want to be a lightning-fast rogue who also wields fire magic? Do it. A tanky berserker who slows time? Why not? The game gives you a ridiculous number of ways to mix and match, meaning no two players are going to have the same exact build unless they copy a YouTube build video.
What you talking about, Willis?
At the end of the day, Dragonkin The Banished is all about skill-based combat, rewarding fast reflexes, smart ability combos, and creative build experimentation. While you're dodging, countering, or unleashing an ultimate that wipes the battlefield clean, every fight is yours to control. So is Dragonkin The Banished worth your time? If you love deep ARPG mechanics, high-speed combat, and enough loot to make dragons jealous, the answer is ridiculously yes. With its unique Divine Draconic gear system, deep talent customization, and skill-based action combat, this game is shaping up to be a serious contender in the genre. And the best part, you won't have to wait long because Dragonkin The Banished officially launches today, on the 6th of March, bringing it with an entire world of destruction, discovery, and some truly cursed loot decisions. But we're just getting started. Over the next few weeks, I'll be deep diving into Dragonkin, covering in-game builds, boss strategies, crafting optimizations, and maybe even figuring out how to survive a full Draconic gear setup without losing my mind. So if you're planning to jump into Dragonkin The Banished, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned because the grind is just beginning.